Now we can dive into the NFL portion of the podcast.
Here we go.
Are you excited?
You just got so excited. I thought
what
some news happened.
We've all been waiting for. The conference championship games. The season comes down to 4 teams. And let's start with the AFC Championship again. The Bills versus the Chiefs.
Look at this
Let's
guy,
go
bro.
Bills. I hope they win.
Look at this guy.
I just love the fact that this is the 4th playoff matchup between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. I do think this is the modern day Brady versus
It just
Manning.
can't be.
These are the best 2 quarterbacks in the league.
This brother doesn't beat him.
But these are the best 2 quarterbacks in the league.
Lamar Jackson needs respect.
Deadass.
Josh Allen is the
thought I'd
second
never
best
say
This is
that.
what happens when you get fucking Carson on the podcast, man.
Nah, OD. I saw that.
Like I
Bro,
said,
bro,
Josh
brainwashing
Allen,
him.
No, Josh. I thought it. Josh Allen is the second best quarterback in the league because he has a playoff track record, and we know how great he is. This is going to be a heavyweight matchup. I cannot wait for this game. Where are you going with?
Where am I going with? This is a stupid question. I'm riding with Buffalo. I ride with Buffalo till the wheels fall off. I ride with the best quarterback in the league. Always has, always will.
He's
be
not
in
the
my
best
eyes.
quarterback in the league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
Listen, I just feel like, and I've been telling Drew this. I've been trying to get Drew to get on my side.
You have
I
been.
feel like this is the year. I feel like this.
Hope
is,
you're right. I swear
this-
I do.
From this offseason to people picking Miami to win the division, people picking the Jets to win the division, to people thinking this
New
team
England.
would fall off. Nobody on God's green earth. New England. For people thinking this team will fall off, to after week 4, this team lost to the Texans, lost to Baltimore in ass-whooping fashion. Josh Allen probably had his worst game of his life. You know, people were like, this team isn't good. So then they go on a run. It's just been, so then they go to the Baltimore Ravens game in the playoffs, and people were picking Baltimore, this, that, and the third. Now all full circle in this moment to another clash with the Kansas City Chiefs. The basically Mount Everest, something they got to get over, something that's been kind of in their way for some time, in everybody's way in the AFC, damn near in the league, because this team constantly
Except
keeps
one guy.
winning. Tom Brady?
Joe Burrow. Oh, him too.
Oh,
2 guys.
'cause
Good shit.
It's 1-1.
You
You know,
cooked.
so I
2
can't really.
goats.
Yeah. So for me, I got Buffalo. Listen, I think they'll be able to run the ball. I think Josh Allen, and I'll say this, like I had to say last week, but didn't need him to do it last week. I think he really needs to be Superman in this one. Didn't need to because somebody choked on the other end, so he didn't have
Choked.
to be. Huh? What?
Choked?
Oh, I'm sorry. He didn't choke. He
In the
never
first
had. He
half?
never had the chance.
In the first half, did he
think,
choke?
I think
This
no.
guy's an
You
idiot.
know what? That's my fault. They were always down, and he just kept fucking up.
Why were they
So
down?
Choke was the wrong word, Drew, and that's what I mean.
Why were they down?
Oh, because some idiot just fumbling the ball.
Some idiot.
You know, threw it over.
Word.
I guess miscommunication.
Who has a better chance of the Hall of
You
Fame
know,
right now? Not Josh's bitch ass.
Matt Ryan had a higher chance. Who
Oh,
cares?
shit.
That's
Yeah,
nonsense.
but no, I got Buffalo, and I think, listen, I'm gonna be of the minority to pick Buffalo, but I just feel like this is the year. I feel like this is the
Easy.
moment right here. You
He's
need
treading.
to stop with that.
He's treading.
I'm just surprised you think you'll be in the minority.
I think I'm gonna be the only guy to pick Buffalo again.
This is going to be a great game.
Every week, I vow.
I understand. Please break it.
I can't. They're not gonna lose.
You picked Baltimore.
I want them to.
You picked
I
Baltimore.
did. And
They
if
fumbled.
Lamar Jackson was a dog, hey, nice.
They fumbled.
They did.
Come on.
It's crazy. Lamar Jackson played so bad, and he choked time and time again. And the Bills won because of what, a drop? Like, they should have dominated them. I mean, Lamar was that bad and choked. That should have been a 30-point win, Riv.
I mean, to be fair, it should have been a 20-point win for Baltimore if somebody hold on to the ball.
He's right. The Bills' defense is
So
not
what
that
gives
good.
what gives you confidence that if they barely beat Baltimore with how terrible Lamar Jackson played, because he was fucking dog shit. Now he's going up against Patrick Mahomes
because
and Arrowhead, and you think they have a chance in hell?
Wait, you know what's funny that you say that? I saw on Twitter this morning Josh Allen's numbers versus the Chiefs in the regular season and versus the Chiefs in the playoffs. You know which ones are better?
The playoffs.
The ones in the
Oh.
playoffs. You know how many times he's played in Arrowhead in the playoffs?
Twice?
2 times. You know who shows up in the playoffs in
Josh
Arrowhead?
Allen.
And
Josh fucking Allen.
what's
He didn't
the-
have to show up against because the guy on the other side when he played Baltimore, he didn't really pose a threat to him.
What's
you know
their
what I'm saying?
record?
Against
my
wait,
God.
what's Lamar's record against Josh in the playoffs?
We're not talking
Damn,
about that.
It always ends with this, huh?
He's 0-2.
Oh, he didn't win yet.
And Josh is 0-2 against fucking
0-3.
0-3 against Mahomes.
What the fuck are you giddy about?
He's 0-3.
He's gonna pick the Chiefs. I think.
Well, he has
like
a way
90%
out now because unfortunately somebody couldn't get it done.
No, I
You
got
blew mine. Actually, I'm putting this on him.
Wait, what?
Like we
What'd
needed
you
the
do?
Ravens to win, bro.
I know. What are you gonna do? Mark Andrews. I got Buffalo in this game.
Here we go.
I'm not dapping you.
Oh,
Not
that's
dapping you.
crazy.
Not dapping you.
That's
Not dapping you.
crazy.
You're not gonna disrespect my fucking goal
You
like that and
started
try
this.
to dap.
You,
no,
Dels,
Riv,
Dels,
I don't want
Dels.
to hear this.
You, first of all, I want the fans to know. Shut up. I want the fans to know. I want the fans to know. I'm not a Lamar hater. I actually.
Not Lamar hater. Not
No,
Lamar. You
shut
called him.
up.
You said he fucking choked.
Shut up.
Only
I told
haters
you-
say he choked.
Shut up. I told you shut up and let me speak. I want the fans to know I'm not a Lamar hater. What started this hatred was when Dales told me to my face, and Drew was with me.
I was.
I'm just gonna hate everybody you like.
He's right.
That's what he said.
He's right.
And then he started.
Time out.
Drew.
Time
he said,
out.
No, let's shut up.
Just
Shut
stop.
up.
No, Joel, let him
me
finish.
talk.
Let him finish.
Drew, he started what he started to do in the podcast. Couple episodes. Attack me. Throw a little subliminals. Just throw jabs. Jab after jab after jab. And then you know what Joel said? Riff. Just shit on Lamar. Why not? So you know what I decided to do? You know what I decided to do?
This always goes back to this motherfucker,
I decided
man.
to say, you know what? He's been fucking disrespecting me and my people. Fuck it. I'm gonna disrespect the shit out of Lamar. And that's what we're here for.
Uh-huh.
So he started this.
So you have the Bills.
I got the Bills. Listen, Riv, I can hate on you all I want.
You do.
That's not going to impact my analysis of the game. You know what I mean? That's never going to sway one way or the other just because I feel a certain way about you, regardless of the fact.
Right.
To me, Buffalo's been the better team all season long. I understand.
Really?
I understand the Chiefs' record. Fucking 2 losses, really 1 loss because Week 18 was all backups. To me, Buffalo's been the better team. I have really not been impressed with Kansas City, as stupid as that sounds, that they could go and beat a team as great as the Buffalo Bills, the way they're playing right now. I think Josh Allen has proven this year to be a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. The numbers in the playoffs also back that up. Right now, the one thing he doesn't have is the record, the wins and losses against Patrick Mahomes. But the numbers say he should have at least one of these goddamn wins. And one thing about me, Riv, that I always stay consistent
13
about,
second ones, man.
sometimes you're just fucking due. Sometimes you go in there year in and year out and you put up good game after good game, great performance after great performance, and sometimes the football gods just aren't on your
Feels
side.
like bad luck. 'Cause you
And
said
just,
this
and
with
just
Lamar.
sometimes it feels like you're not on the side. The 13 seconds, whatever the case might be, sometimes shit just isn't on your side.
I don't know.
But this feels like a different team. The way the Buffalo Bills are able to run the ball,
don't believe
they had
them.
a 100 percentile rush success rate in the first
it was
half of that
nuts.
Ravens game. The second half, shout out to Baltimore, they were able to tighten some
Bear
things
down.
up, but they were able to run the ball. We know what Josh Allen could do with his arms. We know how he can extend plays.
2 touchdowns,
This
rushing.
Buffalo Bills defense was able to force turnovers. Of course, one, the Lamar Jackson
Can't forget
interception
those.
wasn't that difficult to get an interception on, but you got the
Seemed
Mark
like a difficult
Andrews
throw.
fumble, got some interceptions. I just don't think this Kansas City Chiefs team, I do not think this is the year they three-peat. This is not the year where they have the complete
I
team,
believe him.
offense, defense, O-line, all of this. This is not the time they three-peat. The team is not good enough. I got the Buffalo Bills winning.
Well, listen, to say the team is not good enough, I think that is bizarre. The team is good enough.
team, right?
They've won 15 games this season. The team is very well good
What's the
enough.
one loss?
And it's been to the Bills.
The Chiefs
and it's been
cannot
to the
win the Super
Broncos.
Bowl.
Those been
They
to the
can't.
2 losses this year. Listen, I think when the Bills matched up against the Chiefs early in the season, I finished watching that game film last night, and both of them had major injuries. For the Bills, Matt Milano, Spencer Brown, who he is really the biggest piece for this Bills offense. The rush attack, when Spencer Brown is in there versus when he's not, it's just a different team. And his athleticism, being able to pull, and his strength on outside zones is really crucial to the rush attack. So he's going to play. He didn't play in the first matchup. But for the Chiefs, they didn't have their guys either. They didn't have Jalen Watson playing. They had other injuries too. So I think we're going to get these 2 teams hopefully fully healthy. The Bills right now are kind of scaring me with the injury report because Taylor Rapp is questionable.
play.
Christian Benford is in concussion protocol, but he was limited in practice. So who knows if he's going to play. And against KC, they really need those secondary players. And I think a bright spot for the Bills against the Ravens is that Sean McDermott scrapped up his entire defensive philosophy. He didn't play zone. He played man. He blitzed Lamar Jackson. And I do think that the Chiefs don't have scary receivers that really scare you off of having to play zone all the time. They have speedsters, but they can get jammed up on the line, like Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy. They're a little bit lighter. So I think the Bills are going to have a little bit of an advantage there if they're going to be
They
healthy.
just have to get to him because you saw in that game when they couldn't
Yeah.
get to Lamar. them corners got tired, and Lamar extends plays, and the receivers can get open. If they can't get to Mahomes, all that man blitz shit is dead, man.
But here's the thing: Patrick Mahomes is gonna do what he's gonna do. He's gonna play a fantastic game. He's gonna manage the clock, and I think this is gonna be a battle between two quarterbacks trying to outmanage the clock each other because they don't want to give the ball to them with the time running out, because whoever gets the ball last is pretty much going to win this game. That's how I view it. But the Buffalo Bills are going to win this game. I got the Bills winning. I think the Bills are going to win. I think the Bills are better. I think they're the better team.
Say goodnight.
I think they are.
No.
I think they're the better team.
Why am I the only one that's
No,
gonna
that's
pick
good,
the
because then we'll have the
Chiefs?
jinx.
You're
We
right.
can't all be on the Bills. Can't
and
all
you
be
know
on the
what?
Bills.
What I really want is the Bills to win. So this is huge.
This just fucked me.
That's fucked up.
Oh no, I want the
But
Chiefs to
It was
win.
supposed to be me, bro.
It was.
They ruined my moment.
No,
I'm
this-
not
you know
gonna
what
do
this
that.
feels
I'm
like?
not gonna do that because
This feels like Lakers versus Nuggets.
Nah.
When we were all against them this whole time, they're like, "Fuck it, man, sure."
This is the thing. You have to realize that
Wow.
the Texans were able to run the ball with their bad rushing attack against KC. The Bills have an elite rushing attack, and the Chiefs all season long have been one-dimensional.
He's got such a great cop out.
The Chiefs,
right, though.
He's got such a great cop out.
I actually knew he was going to say this, but I thought he would say it doesn't matter. The Chiefs XYZ.
But now it's the Chiefs lose. Oh my God, Patrick Mahomes! Like he even proves
This
me
is the
wrong.
problem.
Like,
Please.
let me tell you this. I actually respect the fuck out of this.
The Chiefs
so
can't run
much.
the ball.
They can't.
No.
They really have struggled.
they
But
won fucking 16 games without
without
running
it.
the ball.
But why I respect this more than anything, I swore on my mother I thought he was going to take the Chiefs. The fact that he's taking the Bills, at least he's standing to his convictions. And the logic of what he's going to say is why the Bills are going to win this game. I agree. I understand where he's come from. Let me not say I agree with it. Unintentional. Let me not say I don't disagree with it. I don't think this Chiefs rush defense, if there's a hole, it's their rush defense. Their pass defense has been back.
Yeah, and Jalen Watson is back, but this is his second game off an injury. So,
But even without Jalen, in that weeks 13 to week 17, that pass defense
Trent
was awesome.
McDuffie is exceptional. Steve Spagnuolo, he's going to send some things to
a
Josh Allen.
legend.
I think this is going to be a heavyweight battle just like it's been before.
Wow.
And
Shocked me, man.
I look at the Chiefs'
hell.
offensive line. Joe Tooney bumping out to left tackle has made the left tackle play better. It has dropped off the left guard play a lot.
Which makes
and
sense.
And it's a big reason why the Chiefs can't run the ball between the tackles, because they cannot run to the left side because Joe Tooney's not anchoring that left guard position. And even with Joe Tooney at left tackle, he has been susceptible to giving up pressures. That tackle spot is very much still a question mark. And you have Von Miller playing really well. You have Greg Rousseau playing well. You have somebody like AJ Epinesa coming in and having some good rotational rushes. This Bills team, they are the most, outside of the Eagles, the most complete team in football.
Their defense is not that good.
Listen, I think when they are fully healthy, they can play really well.
And
And
last week, I know that the Ravens offense is all-time historically great. In that second half, they couldn't stop them for shit.
no doubt. And this is where Sean
Caused a lot of
McDermott
turnovers.
is under a microscope in this game, because
It's a fumble.
Sean McDermott has his blunders. He has success playing man coverage and blitzing Lamar Jackson, and then they dropped into a soft zone and let them drive down the field 88 yards and score that touchdown, and should have given up a 2-point conversion as well. And I also thought that he didn't put the ball in Josh Allen's hands enough against the Ravens. Like, they ran the ball too much. Josh Allen having 22 pass attempts is unacceptable. If that happens against the Chiefs, they're going to get blown the fuck out. That's not going to happen. So, Josh Allen needs to pass the ball 30 to 40 times this game. They can rush the ball, but in the second half, Riv was talking about it after the game. You were up on them by 11 points. You have the ball first. You can really put them in a hole, and they came out run heavy and they didn't pass the ball. Those are things that I worry about with Sean McDermott's in-game management that I don't think is a question mark with Andy Reid. This game is going to be extremely close, like it's always been. And I try not to go storyline driven. The Chiefs have storylines with them being a 3-peat, but the Bills have a storyline with them not dropping a 0-4 against KC too. And I try not to go storyline driven in this. I just think the Bills are the better team. And all season long, you look at the Chiefs' losses, only 2 losses against the Broncos. They played their backups. The Bills were the only game that the Bills outplayed them from start to finish. And the Bills have that type of physicality on their team, and Josh Allen can play at the level of Mahomes, and he can match him.
It came. They were their only loss, but if we remember how the game ended, or how the Bills ended it, was a 4th down. Call Josh Allen's number. Hey, you're our MVP. Go get it.
Yep.
Yes.
That's what it took. 29-22. Am I correct on that?
Quick question. You see how they called the 4th and 3, 4th down, and instead of taking the 3, they just took the 4th and 3, and in the playoff game, they just took the 3. You see how different? And they were a lot closer in the Ravens game than they were in the Chiefs
But
game.
a little different there.
the field
they
goal
were
put
up
them up
7.
8.
Correct. Up 7.
True.
Mahomes goes and scores a touchdown. He's raising those 2 fingers. They're going for 2. And now you can
Lamar
lose the
drove
game.
So fast.
Also,
pisses me
that
off.
field goal was a bit far, and Tyler Bass has been iffy.
He has been iffy.
You trust him from 20 yards.
It was like, yeah, I get
but
it.
from 40, Tyler Bass is,
Like, it's more hindsight because Lamar drove down so easily. And I was like,
I'm gonna say this. I love that you guys all are picking the Bills.
I don't.
It makes me excited and optimistic for what can happen. I vow every week to take them, but until I see it happen, I simply cannot pick against the Kansas City Chiefs. I understand that their run game has been extremely weak, but Patrick Mahomes in a playoff setting, he's going to rise to the occasion. And although last week, maybe some can argue that it wasn't the prettiest game for the Kansas City Chiefs, some can say that the Houston Texans played better than them in that game. When you needed Mahomes to make plays, he did. And in the biggest game of the season for the Chiefs so far, like we all knew it would happen, who rose from the dead? Travis Kelce.
100%.
For his best game of the season, by far, his most yards after the catch, by far, this season, he looked like Travis Kelce. And he only had 6 catches, 7 targets, if I'm not mistaken. Look at the routes. Look at how many times he was open. Nobody near him. If that happens against the Bills,
Shouldn't.
I'm anticipating Travis Kelce to still have a great game. But we've seen games where, in these most recent weeks, where Xavier Worthy is still a huge part of their offense. I think he'll have a great game. Hollywood Brown starting to get integrated. Could have had a big play against the Texans, dropped the ball. I still anticipate him to be involved in this offense heavily. I think we see the best version of Patrick Mahomes that we've seen all season, and he goes out there and he wins this game. I think that this defense for the Bills is not good, especially for this Chiefs team that I understand their rush offense is weak. You cannot come into this matchup thinking that Patrick Mahomes is not going to be the best version of himself.
Henry.
They
In the
for
first
a
half.
half.
I mean, you could stop Derek for a half
and
and
I'm not
stopping a regular running back for 4 quarters.
My whole point.
Yeah, if you could definitely stop a check on Kareem
I'm
Hunt.
not saying that Pacheco is going to have a good game.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying Mahomes is going to understand I need to be the best version of myself that I've been this year, and he's going to rise to that occasion. And this defense for the Chiefs is going to make a timely play. It's just going to happen. They've been so fantastic, especially their pass defense. Getting Jalen back is going to be huge for them. But making Josh uncomfortable, there's nobody that can do it better than Spags for disguising these blitz. Even still, Josh Allen's just so immaculate in the pocket and so great at avoiding. Agreed. No, he's been amazing. In the last 4 games, 11 touchdowns, 0 turnovers for Josh Allen. But in the last play of last year's game versus the Bills, Chris Jones, impact play, getting pressure right up the middle, forced a errant throw from Josh Allen, end the game.
And Tyler Bass missed the field goal.
It's one of those situations where you need the defense to step up. They did, and that's not saying Josh
I don't
Allen
think that's
played
why
poorly.
they lost the game, though.
I think ultimately
I'm not saying they lost the game. I'm saying the defense needed a timely play. Chris Jones being an amazing all-time player, he made a play. Chiefs still have that level of defense, and I understand the run game is still not great.
Before that,
there was a lot of plays that
play
were
was
left on the
fucking
field.
crazy.
there was a few of them bad
Josh
ones.
Allen made about 2 plays down the field that just were dropped. The one
that
is
was
Diggs,
the one to Ingram.
and there was
his name?
other one on the left sideline.
Yeah.
Josh Allen made some exceptional plays. I think both of these quarterbacks need to play well. Mahomes is obviously the best quarterback in the game, and even if Josh Allen wins this game, Mahomes is still the best.
It's going to be a game of inches. I agree. It's going to be a close-ass game. But if that's the case,
Overrated.
when have we ever seen the Chiefs fall short in that regard?
But
we haven't.
Every time the Bills have matched up with the Chiefs, Josh Allen has matched Mahomes. He is the only quarterback in the most important moments as well.
Dog, the Mavericks
Plays
own OKC.
just as well as Mahomes. Like
Yeah,
they cancel each other out.
Tom Brady's him retiring. He takes him out of this conversation. I'm just saying.
And I just feel like right now, the Chiefs, they're gonna make plays. And even last week, Mahomes dropped a dime to Hollywood Brown that he dropped down the field.
Perfect pass.
Even in the Bills game earlier in the season, Xavier Worthy was wide open for a touchdown, and Mahomes overthrew him by just a little bit. And I think those passes in the playoffs, Mahomes is going to make 100%.
Now, that throw to Hollywood he had last week was one of the best throws he had this season.
Yes, 100%. But it's just something about the Chiefs' tackle play, and I don't think having a shutdown corner is going to matter as much in this matchup as it would against the Eagles with McDuffie against A.J.
Who do you
Brown.
think McDuffie guards this game? Shakir?
I don't even know.
I don't think he's going to shadow anybody.
Like, he can guard Amari. He can, like, it's going to vary.
Amari's so just...
It's going to be Amari Cooper or Khalil Shakir. Probably Khalil Shakir more, but that's the thing with the Bills is, like, facing a shutdown corner isn't as big of a deal because the offense doesn't just run through one guy.
Yeah. And I'm also going to be transparent. I think Houston's defense is better than the Bills' defense.
I think so, too.
Oh, 100%.
And we watched, although there was moments of them struggling, we still saw Mahomes be able to march down the field.
I think this is going to be a shootout. Like,
I
I'm
think that was more
expecting
because the Texans couldn't score.
a shootout again.
They couldn't score, but at the same time, I just understand the talent that the Texans defense had.
Defense made some plays, though.
Yeah.
They did. Oh, for sure.
Anderson. Yeah,
And
I mean,
so
they were
did
getting pressure on him.
Mahomes was, for all intents and purposes, pretty great last week.
He didn't make any negative mistakes.
No.
He was perfect, And that's, I think, the evolution of Allen in his game. Mahomes has figured this out already for like the past 2 years, where he is playing like Tom Brady. He's dinking and dunking his way down the field. Defenses have really been scared of Mahomes, and they play a lot of soft zone on him because they're afraid of his arm. And Josh Allen this year is taking that leap. He's avoiding sacks. He's avoiding turnovers. He's not taking the risk that he used to take, and he's just methodically marching down the field. Like, I think the number one most important stat in this game is going to be time of possession. I think this game is going to be a battle of these two teams trying to control as much clock as possible, because that is the difference. And every time they face, that's been the biggest difference. And we know how close these matchups have been. But, I think the thing about the Bills being due, because they've lost 3 games in a row.
Kind of trolling, but kind of.
I mean, I know what you're saying, but I don't really believe in that. I mean, the Bills are the same franchise that lost 4 Super Bowls in a row.
That's what I'm saying. They're fucking so due. Like, dude,
They're due, but it's unfortunate that they are in the same era with that fucking guy right there.
The last thing I'll say on this is that I think the winner of this game is going to win it all. I think these are the best two teams.
That's unfortunately where I disagree, but we'll talk about that.
Interesting.
Down the road.